Okay, here's a little video that describes how the signature process works in Switzerland. Let's say you had an issue that you wanted to put forward to the Swiss population. You could get enough signatures to get something new into the Constitution. You need 100,000 signatures to do that over a certain period of time. Or you can also overturn something that the Swiss Parliament has done with 50,000 signatures over a certain lesser amount of time as well. But this one I'm showing here as an example came across my Facebook feed today. And what this is a group called Helvetas Schweiz, and they want to put forward an initiative that basically does not allow the Swiss Federal Council to allow any Swiss arms manufacturer to sell weapons to any country that is currently in a civil war. So that's what this is. And it looks like they've already received their 100,000 signatures. But let's go ahead and click in to this, and we'll take a step back and look at their initiative. You can see there up at the top, it's the Alliance Against Weapons Exports to Countries in Civil War. That's a translation of the German there. So if I were interested in this and I wanted to sign this, if I was carefully studying it, I thought it was a good idea, then as a Swiss citizen I could sign this. I would go up here to my Sign Now button. Now what this is going to do, I can't do this electronically. Everything here in Switzerland is done by paper as a critical check, and I think that's a good system. We don't want our machines to be hijacked with digital ones and zeros. That's very easily done. So I could basically go through this thing, and if I hit Sign Now, basically what it's going to do is if I'm online printing or signing and printing at home, I could do that. Let's click in. And then basically this form comes up. I could put in my name and email, and what ends up happening is they send me, after I filled all this out, an email. And I'll show you what that looked like. I went ahead and went through those motions. So here's my email. Pardon my dog in the background. And we can see they've sent me this. And since I've already filled in my address and so forth on their online system, here's a PDF that came to me. So I can print that out. And I'll just show you what that looks like. So here's the actual form after I print it out. We can start on this end here. And again, this is the Initiative Against Weapons Exports to Countries in Civil War, or the Corrective Initiative. Essentially, they're trying to tie the Federal Council's hands. The Federal Council's been a little bit loose and sometimes allowing weapons to go through. And then on the other side, I would basically, it's got my address there and my date of birth already, as I filled that in online. Then I would just put my signature in there. I could also go to my neighbors here in my village, or my wife. If they were interested, they could sign this as well. I could not go to someone in some other canton because this is it's done very locally. But if I were interested in recruiting more people to sign this, I could do that, and then we would all sign and send it in. And that would contribute to their need for 100,000 signatures to eventually get this on the formal ballot that we saw an example of on my previous video. So that's how this process works. And it is a direct democracy, and I think this is a really good set of circumstances to show the typical American how a direct democracy would work and can work, as opposed to the republic that America is.